welcome back to my channel. Today I have a mid-April message for all of the Cancers out in the collective. Please note this is going to be a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with every single Cancer out in the collective. So I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive, a spiritual coach, and a sound healing practitioner. So without further ado, Cancer, let's go ahead and dive right into your mid-April message. So Cancer, we are starting out with a change in the wind, meadow with vulnerability, and cosmic rainbow. Look for the pot of gold and accept joy. So Cancer, kind of what I'm feeling and picking up for you this mid-April is that there is a lot of change that is sort of coming up in your life. Unexpected change. I'm going to be very honest about that. So it's almost as if this change has sort of caught you by surprise and it's not something you were actually expecting. It is bringing up a lot of vulnerability in you, a lot of vulnerability that is really, in essence, going to help you grow. It is going to help you overcome these obstacles, these challenges, the things that are sort of feeling a little chaotic in essence. I do want to point out that even though this is sort of a change, it is not something that you particularly expected, and it is challenging, and it is making you very uncomfortable. It is going to push you towards something that is unexpected, but in a very positive way for you. I think it's going to be important for you, Cancer, to really try to find the silver lining in the cloud. Try to expect positivity in all aspects. You do have sunflowers here on this meadow card, which does represent overcoming challenges and barriers and breaking through challenges that ultimately will lead you to happiness. I do want to point out with the change in the wind, it is a 12, so it reduces down to a 3, which is really ultimately about the balance of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And so with this, I feel it's going to be important for you to really be aware of the emotions that come up with these challenges and these obstacles. And because Cancer, you are a very emotional sign, it is going to be very important for you to be very aware of where your emotions are, where the vulnerability is, where you feel insecure, where you sort of feel out of balance, and sort of align yourself with being okay in the uncomfortability. So let's go ahead and dive into the tarot here, Cancer, to see what additional information and insight we can get you for this mid-April. I feel that with all of the uncomfortableness that you feel here, Cancer, it is going to be very important that you sort of remind yourself that all of the change, and even though it does feel chaotic and it is making you feel a little bit out of your comfort zone, it is very similar to what you have experienced before, things that you have overcome before. So it's not like it's anything really different. It's just that it's a little too much all at once. I think really what you need to remind yourself with is, surround yourself with people that can listen, that can understand where you're coming from, that can help you, get past these particular challenges here with this 3 of Pentacles. Again, you have the Sun. I mentioned that with the vulnerability in the sunflowers. It's really about overcoming those challenges, breaking through those specific challenges so that you could basically see your strength. Figure out, see that the thing with the change in the wind is that you need to be aware of where you are vulnerable in order to make that vulnerability stronger. That's ultimately the key here. And I feel that by doing this, this will make you more aware of where your strengths truly lie and how you will be able to foresee any other future challenges or obstacles that come through. Because I feel like a lot of times, kind of what I'm picking up here, Cancer, is that when you are faced with any challenges or any obstacles, you tend to let that sort of carry you away tremendously. And that often clouds your thinking, it clouds your perception, and really prevents you from seeing the bigger picture, which you ultimately need to do in order to see the silver lining in the cloud. And I do feel that this particular situation or obstacle that you are in is really helping you become more aware of your strengths spiritually, but as well as helping you learn higher lessons, a higher sense of awareness, to really help you overcome. The Hierophant here often speaks about traditions, right? It often speaks about the things that you traditionally do and how you respond, how you react when certain obstacles or challenges sort of come up. So if you traditionally respond in a specific way, and it sort of leaves you a little bit more frail in the aspect that that vulnerability completely takes you by surprise, then this is what needs to change. You have the Ten of Swords here, which is really about an ending. It is about understanding that that vulnerability is going to come to an end. And when it comes to an end, you will have a better sense of understanding and awareness of how to overcome future challenges in that particular aspect so that you could face a new day, a new beginning. So I think this is important for you here. Understand you also, on this vulnerability card, you have lilac, which is often used as a relaxant. It is something that helps you remain very calm. And I feel that in the midst of things, sudden change that happen, you have to sort of remain calm. Again, it's really about the awareness here with the King of Swords, because the King of Swords really uses his intellect and sees the bigger picture, gets that eagle eye view, that observer perspective to really see things from a much grander perspective. Don't really look at it from a personal level, but try to look at it from a more broader perspective. So your last card here is the Ten of Cups, and it's in reversed here, Cancer. So this really tells me that there's a lot of emotional and spiritual instability and vulnerability that you are experiencing. It's just really taking you by storm, and it feels almost as if you are not going to overcome this. It feels like it's just taking everything from you, which is why I feel that at the heart of your reading with the King of Swords, you need to be intellectually aware of how you are responding in this particular situation. You ultimately get to choose how you respond. Notice how I said respond and not react to the situation. Responding is basically having emotional awareness, being aware of how certain things, when they transpire, how they make you feel, and how you can be the authority figure in your own life and choose how you are going to, what kind of attention you're going to give to that certain thing. So moving along, we have the Four of Wands with the Ace of Swords. Again, the Four of Wands is really about a celebration. Now, so here's the thing. Understand that when challenges or sudden change happens in our life, it should never catch you by surprise. That phrase, expect the unexpected, when things happen, it's usually because something needs to change in our outward life and how we respond to it inwardly. So with this Four of Wands, it's really about finding the flow in the change, in the obstacle or the challenge. Can it be difficult here, Cancer? Absolutely. But again, with the Ace of Swords, it's about overcoming those obstacles and being victorious or successful in overcoming that. I want to point out here, Cancer, that you will overcome this. No matter what it is that you are facing, you will overcome it. You have to believe in your mind that you will overcome this challenge, whatever it is that you are facing. You now have the Ace of Cups, which is about this great sense of self-love, self-care, self-nurturing that you need to give to yourself as you go through this change, as you overcome this challenge or this obstacle. Because I feel like ultimately, I feel that what this change is really bringing about, this could actually be relationship related. It could be something within your family or within your friendship circle where you are really needing to find the balance in where you feel very uncomfortable in this situation. You now have the Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords. Okay, so with this Queen of Pentacles, you have to remember and remind yourself, Cancer, here that you are resourceful, that you can find whatever it is that you need at any given time. So whether this is, finding other friends that will help you overcome this, or whether this is you just relying on your own independence and overcoming this. The Knight of Swords really brings sort of this sense of either stress or truth. So you have to ask yourself, when you're going through an obstacle or when you're going through a particular challenge here, Cancer, do you want the truth, or do you want to continue to do and focus on this situation in the same way that you've always focused upon it? What exactly is it giving you? Is it giving you the clarity that you are asking for? Is it giving you this sense of understanding that you're needing in order to overcome it and be at peace with where you are? Okay. I think one of the biggest things that we have to remind ourselves here, Cancer, is that whenever we are facing any kind of a challenge or an obstacle, or we're facing something that takes us out of our comfort zone, we automatically sometimes want to run, especially you, Cancer, because you're very emotional and you often don't really find balance. And of course, we get the Temperance card here in reverse. You struggle emotionally here, Cancer, with finding the balance and finding an easy way to sort of be in between. And I feel this is where you are right now, Cancer. You are in this in-between cycle where you're needing to come into balance with your own emotions, how you particularly feel, differentiate how you feel given the circumstances that you're in, and also be able to understand that you are resourceful, that you can overcome this. You have to believe in yourself, build that confidence that you can overcome any challenge that you face, and that no matter what, you will be able to move along and still have success and happiness. I feel that whatever you are currently facing here, Cancer, it's really about you listening to your own internal gut, listening to your own internal guidance, and allowing that guidance to really see you through this challenging obstacle that you are currently facing. I feel that whatever you have learned from the past, kind of look at this situation as, have you experienced this before? And if you have, what have you learned from that past experience? What did you gain out of going through that experience? And once you identify that, I think you'll be able to realize that this challenge or this change that has sort of abruptly come into your life is not as daunting or as bad as you might have believed it to be. I think ultimately, even though when we are faced with sudden change, unexpected change especially, we have to learn to find moderation in the flow. And it's hard because I feel a lot of times we want to resist the change, but when you resist the change, you create more tension, more stress, you create more anxiety for yourself. When you just allow things to be what they are, when you allow it to be what it is and you see it for what it is, then you'll be able to make more conscious decisions and have the clarity that you need in order to overcome it. So Cancer, this is your message for this mid-month. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys.